In today's video, you're going to get to see a beautiful 1968 Mustang California Special. Hello everybody and welcome to Classic Car ChitChat. My name is Kevin. I'm thrilled you're joining me today. In today's video, I have the pleasure of introducing you to a gentleman. His name is Bert. Bert is one lucky individual. He owns a gorgeous 1968 Mustang GT. This is the California Special car. It is in a gorgeous Highland green color. The car was built for the California market. It was designed by Shelby, and it has some unique features such as fog lights, hood pins, as well as the tail lights are unique and different. This is all original. It is the real thing. So without further ado, let's hop in, let's go for a drive, and let's check out this beautiful 1968 Mustang GT California. Beautiful, Bert. Hang on a second. Can you rev the engine for me, sir? Alrighty, and honk the horn. Beautiful, you can turn her off. Good God, Bert. She is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Tell me what you've got here.
This is a 1968 Mustang GT California Special. It's a rare car. They were built specifically for the California market. The dealers in California were trying to improve their sales and wanted something unique for their market. And Ford was working with Shelby on an experiment to see if there was a market for a coupe Shelby Mustang. And that's sort of how this became what it is today. It has the fog lights in the front and the hood pins like you would find on a Shelby. It's got the quarter scoops, and it's got a fiberglass trunk and extensions with the spoiler. And the tail lights are from the 64-65 Thunderbird, the same as what Shelby used. So it does make an oddball or unique, whichever way you want to look at it.
Oh, I'd say unique. The color is, again, do they select certain colors, or this is the only color you could get?
It was available in any color that you wanted, the same as a normal Mustang. So all the regular Mustang options were available. So you could have a 6-cylinder right up to the 390 engine in this car. Wow. And this is Highland green, the same as the Bullet Mustang.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. So it's exactly the same color?
Yes.
Absolutely stunning. What about the rims?
Those are factory rims. They were an option, and we have the literature from the dealer, which does show those rims as an option, and it's on the Marty Report as well. So they are specific to this car.
My goodness. It's absolutely spectacular. The color alone pops. Like, you wouldn't normally think green looking good on a sports car like this, but I don't know.
Well,
just beautiful.
The odd thing is my wife has the 66 Mustang GT Coupe.
Okay.
And it's also ivy green, which is a dark green, and it also has the black vinyl top. So
really?
We have twins in the garage.
Ivy green is a shade darker, lighter?
It's darker.
It is, hey?
Just a little bit.
Wow. So because it's a Shelby model, you mentioned the side scoop there.
Right.
I guess the badging or the decals that they have would have been part of the package.
For the California Special specific, yes.
Including the little scoop at the spoiler there?
Yes.
Amazing.
Oddly enough, the gas filler cap On a GT would have said GT, but on the California Special it's got the corral with the horse.
Wow.
So it's different again, but it's got the 4-tip exhaust, which is a feature of the California Special as well.
So how much of this car is actually all stock?
This is stock.
This is it?
Yes.
No additional, and you haven't added anything. This is the way the California Special was created? And
this particular one came with a 2-barrel engine. It now has a 4-barrel, but other than that, it's pretty much the way the factory built it.
So you said that they made a number of these, again, to kind of boost sales, particularly for the California market. Why was that, do you think? Like, what was going on at the time to say, okay, we're going to make it just for the California market as opposed to North America in general?
The market in California is huge for the auto manufacturers. So the dealers had some power, let's say, to influence Ford on what they were doing.
Interesting. So they really could make a difference, so to speak.
Yes. So I saw you looking at the hood there.
Yeah, so what is that? Is that the indicator lights?
That's right.
Wow. Oh my gosh. They didn't have to do that, Bert, but they did, and I'm so glad that they did. The front end of this car, this Mustangs are always stunningly beautiful cars, but oh my gosh. It's enough to make a grown man cry. I just love the, again, I'm a chrome guy, but even the chrome at the bottom, was that polished aluminum? What is that?
Yeah, it is aluminum. That's correct.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was looking for a 67 or a 68 Mustang so that I could build a clone. And I found this car at the beginning of 2020, and then COVID struck, and I lost it. And then beginning of last year, I found the car and the owner, and worked on him enough that he finally relented and agreed to sell it to me.
So where was the owner previously? In California or
no,
in Ontario?
Here, actually about 2 miles from my house,
no
oddly
way.
enough. You hear that story a lot.
Always,
yeah.
It's always the one around the corner, right?
Yeah. So another unique feature on this particular car is the dash actually has a factory tack.
Wow.
Oftentimes the second dial has other gauges rather than the tachometer.
Yeah, like a big ass clock sometimes instead.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And it is a 4-speed car, which also makes it unique.
Oh my God, it's pristine though, Bert. What was the condition like when you got the car?
You see it. This is
Just
the way
like
I
this.
bought it.
My oh my. Somebody's really taken care of this beauty.
Yeah, all I've had to do is some detailing, and that's about it.
But everything, like even the headliner there, the steering wheel is really cool in itself. I love that. I love that louvered thing as well.
The garage door
Garage
that
door,
actually
right?
opens up, and you can store stuff inside there.
Probably a pack of cigarettes, right? Don't you
Well,
think?
back in the day.
Yeah. Oh my, absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful.
I've recently acquired a factory AM/FM radio for the car, so that'll go in this winter.
Nice. Now here's a question. This car, obviously somebody has restored it, but even the vinyl roof, is that like a one singular piece? Or is
No,
it actually in seams? Like
It's
like.
made in the factory, so the seams are already done when that comes in,
Okay.
and they just stretch the fabric over to glue it down.
Amazing. So as a California Special, would it have had things like air conditioning, things like that as standard?
They were options.
They were still options?
Yes.
Okay. So it got you a little bit of, I guess, the badging, the decals, definitely this, because this was, I'm assuming, only on the California cars. So how many of these were actually created?
The exact number is not on the top of my head right now, but there was 4,100 and some odd.
So not a huge number.
No.
So is there like a special club or something for the California Special cars? I mean,
There is a California Special registry. This car is in that registry.
and I'm just amazed with the fog lights too, and they're Lucas lights.
Yes, they started out with Lucas, and they did switch mid-season or mid-production because of shortages of parts. But these are the actual Lucas lights.
And they just, how does that actually fit? It's like a rubber?
It's just a rubber band
How about
that fits
yeah.
over the back.
My gosh, simple engineering sometimes is all you need.
Yep.
You don't need a fancy clip or something like that you're likely going to break or lose. And even below this, so there are the turn signal lights too.
Correct.
I love your plate though, right?
That's my wife's.
Oh my God, I mean, you nailed it.
My wife
there.
came up with that.
That's
So.
just priceless. The fact that nobody else had it either, like it's something else.
Well, she came up with that because everyone was asking, is it a real California
Yeah.
Special? Yeah,
And
it is.
Wow. Can we have a look at the engine?
Sure. A real California Special, the fog lights are tied into the key.
Yeah.
So I can put the headlights on and the fog lights on, but there's no fog lights, correct?
Correct. Now they're on.
They're on with the key.
How about
So
that?
if it's a clone, that doesn't work that way.
So that's another way of testing it, isn't it? I love how you kind of release that. So it actually has a purpose, hey? It's not just decorative.
That's correct.
Okay.
These hold down the corners of the hood. When I bought it, the hood release was missing. And the previous owner said that because it had the hood pins, this was not offered.
Okay.
But unfortunately, he was incorrect. They did have a hood release.
Oh my gosh.
So the Marty Report says that this car has a 289 engine. In production, they ran out of 289 blocks because they were switching over to the 302 in 1968. So this car actually has a 302 block with 289 heads. So it makes it that much odder.
Wow. Odder and more unique and rarer still, right? Because I guess any production after when this was created would have had probably the same engine.
Would have had a 302 with likely 302 heads.
My gosh.
So it does have factory power disc brakes in the front. No power steering, so it's all Armstrong steering.
Right. And drum brakes
in the back. Yes.
And you don't have any issues, like did they up the cooling ability of this car because it was designed for California or anything, or no?
Not really.
That
It
was
does
it?
run very cool, so I can't speak for how it was in the California weather, but we've been all over with the car since we got it, and we've had some pretty hot weather and not had any issues.
True, just like today. Who would have
Yeah.
thought, hey? I
So-
love how they've actually run the cabling this way.
Yes, but what's also unique here is this is actually a vented hood, which you see now on the Shelbys.
Right.
I myself, I didn't know that that was a feature of this car.
Okay, like you thought it might be just decorative initially, right? 'Cause
Yeah, a friend of mine
in
had a
most cases they are. I think they just
Yep.
look like they should open.
Yeah, a friend of mine had a '68 Mustang Fastback, and his did not have the open louvers, so I was surprised that they were
Very
actually functional.
Man, oh man. This is just a beautifully stunning car, though. And you mentioned this report. So who creates this report?
The Marty Report, Kevin Marty acquired the literature that Ford was going to dispose of.
Okay.
There was a secretary within Ford that knew that Ford was cleaning up all their old inventory of documents, and she approached Ford to buy them. And they agreed. What she didn't know was how much information there was.
Right.
She had no place to store it. So Kevin had an opportunity to buy all the inventory, which he did, and has created a nice little business for himself and his wife Shelley, who we've met. And they are the go-to for any Ford people to get the original documentation for their Ford products.
Amazing.
Anything 1967 and newer. Unfortunately, the older documents got burned up in a fire.
Good Lord. And where is this Marty gentleman? In the U.S., in California?
Yes, he's in the U.S. If you just go to the Marty Reports online, you can find him. And it's very inexpensive to get your information.
I love the taillights on this thing. Now, are they actually sequential?
They are not, and that's an oddity as well. The Shelbys, I believe, had sequential taillights. The Thunderbirds did for sure.
Right.
67, 68, right up to 70 Cougars. Up to 73 Mercury Cougars all had sequential lights.
Because you're a little
This
bit of a
doesn't.
cougar guy too, right?
Yes.
We're going to come to that one day, yes. So this one actually never did, it was never an option, eh?
They did not have sequential taillights.
I do have a thing about sequential taillights. I just think they look so darn cool. Just really sets off the car. I love the like even the elements here, like the chrome or the, I guess, polished metal that they have in places. And I guess this is also purposeful then, right? Or is
On the California Special, it's just decorative.
It is decorative, yeah.
On the Shelbys, they did cool the rear brakes.
Right.
On some of the early cars.
Oh, well, we'll take the decorative element. That's fine. Just lovely. I love the rims too. Considering that they're factory and they're chrome like that, that's pretty impressive. Everything about this bird, I just see, even this, the way the antenna has actually got a mounting spot as well as just kind of slapped in there. I mean, they've done some creative engineering right there.
Yeah, it's pretty standard on a lot of the Fords from that era. They had the rectangular mounting plate.
What is this association then? This is here in Ontario. Oh, right.
Yes, it's the Golden Horseshoe Mustang Association.
Fantastic.
We're members of. A lot of Mustangs, of course. We do host a all Ford show yearly called the Ford Stampede. And Ford of Canada participates as well as the local dealers. And this past year we had almost 500 cars show up, all Ford products.
But not as special as this one.
No, there are some really nice cars.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Now, you had some documentation for this, including the original brochure.
Yes.
Do you have a copy you want to share with me?
Sure.
So what do we have there?
So this is the Marty Report that shows all
Okay.
the things that the car came with from the factory. So it was a 2-barrel 289,
Right.
Mustang hardtop in the Highland green, black interior, scheduled to build in March of '68, ordered in California.
Yeah.
Shows the rear end, shows as a 4-speed, and the ordering dealership was out of Mountain View, California.
My gosh.
So it had the white paint stripe, which is actually vinyl, the black vinyl roof, the California Special, the 4-speed, and it just goes on to give all the features that this car was built with.
And again, it mentions right there about the tack as well, right there.
Yeah.
And when it was produced. 4 days ahead of schedule. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Get that today.
Wow. We'll try 4 months after when you expected the car is probably closer to the truth.
And then this is the original bill of sale for the car.
Gosh.
So the MSRP was $35,34 back in the
US
day.
dollars, which is like 16 million Canadian anyway.
Somewhere around there.
Wow, that's incredible.
And everyone knows about dealer brochures.
Let's have a look at this.
Back in the day for the California Special, this was the brochure, and it was actually a fold-out.
Wow.
So it shows you the side of the car with the scoop,
Right? Look at that.
and it shows you all the features that the California Special came with. So there are the rims right there, the
Including
chrome
a
rims.
tilt steering
You
wheel.
could
How
get
about
tilt
that?
steering, you could get an 8-track.
Oh my gosh. And it's called actually Select Air.
Yes.
Okay. And even the vinyl roof coloring, you had some options, hey? Whether it was white or black or...
I believe it was only white or black were the two options.
My lord. And what's the 2-in-1 select shift? What does that mean?
Where are you looking?
Right
Yes.
at the bottom.
You could pull it down and manually shift the automatic.
Okay. Very cool.
And the other side was just a full photo.
Nice.
But this was a pre-production car. There's no California Special script on the quarter.
Right.
So this is an early brochure.
But it's got the fog lamps right there as well.
Yes.
And you mentioned the condition of this car is extraordinarily good. You don't know
Thank
who
you.
restored it though.
It wasn't restored per se. It was only painted. It's all original body panels. Nothing was
Surely
replaced.
not the upholstery. That can't be original.
I'm told the upholstery was
Oh
replaced.
my gosh.
But underneath it still has the factory primer. It's still the
Wow.
primer red underneath.
Somebody's really taking care of this. That's the kind of car you want though, right? Something that's got a great pedigree, but the previous owner obviously cared enough about her.
Yes.
How much space in the trunk?
It's a fair size. I'll just
Okay.
grab the keys. Now I don't have the spare tire in here.
Oh, it's a great size. Oh, what is this then? That's something you use at the car shows, isn't it?
Yes, we made a copy of the brochure to use it to show people what it is.
Definitely.
When people walk by the front of it, they really don't realize that it's not just a 68 Mustang.
Yes.
It's one step different.
Definitely. And to be honest, I didn't realize, and I saw it first time at the car show in Brampton. And that's when I saw the California Special. I said, I'd only heard about this. I'd actually never seen one. So, wow, I was excited when I connected with you. Oh, what a beauty. Just a magnificent looking car. Well, we've chatted a bit. Should we go for a little drive then?
Sure.
Righty, sir. Man, that engine. You don't need anything fancier than that. It's just beautiful. Okay, we're gonna head out of here. So here's a question then. Was a California Special only a stick shift?
No.
It could be an automatic.
Could be an automatic,
Okay,
could be a 6-cylinder, could be an 8-cylinder. Whatever you picked off the option list.
Okay, and left here. How many years did they produce the California Special then?
1 year only.
Just the 1 year?
68 is the only year.
And earlier you were showing me the numbering, that this is one of
One of one.
with the black vinyl roof, and we'll
Yep.
turn right here.
What makes it unique is that it was supplied with the black vinyl top and all the other option on this particular car.
So Bert, you're definitely a car guy. What was the very first car you ever bought?
The very first car I had, my dad gave me his 67 Fairlane 500.
Oh, that's a beautiful car.
It was the very first car he ever purchased brand new.
Right.
It was black with a red interior.
Uh-huh.
And my mom bent up the front end, and my dad was upset about that.
Yeah, says, oh son, you can have it now. I don't want it anymore.
Well, the black paint was so oxidized, it was awful.
Oh, wow.
He gave it to me, and I buffed it and polished it and cleaned it and put chrome rims on it, and it looked like $1 million.
Wow.
He took it back and started driving it every day again.
That's priceless. Now, was that a 4-door?
No,
A 2-door?
Two-door.
Wow, nice. She handles the bumps and everything so beautifully. You
Yeah, it's
feel
not bad.
just the right amount of movement that you'd expect to feel.
yeah, people ask me about it. I say driving a newer Mustang is fun when you're pushing it.
Yes.
Then you're driving the car.
True.
In older cars like this, you're driving the car the moment you turn
start
the
the
key.
engine. You got that right. Hey, that is so well said, actually. No, you're bang on there, because it's true. It's a different driving experience, isn't it?
It is. I had an 07 Shelby GT 500 that I sold to purchase this.
Right.
And I don't regret it.
No, no. So after your first car, well, your dad's car, technically, what did you end up getting after?
The car I wanted to buy was a 70 Cougar convertible.
Okay.
Found it at Gemini Mercury in Hamilton. And I brought my dad to go look at it, and he wouldn't let me buy it because it was a convertible. He figured I'd hurt myself.
So it's not safe, is it?
He may have had a point at 18 years old. But I kept an eye on that car, and I found out who bought it, kept tabs on it, and I told them when they wanted to sell it, I wanted to buy it. I did get that call, and I still have that car today.
No. You can't say stuff like that.
Yeah, I've
Seriously,
had
and
it
this
for
is the
40
car
years.
you saw for the very first time that you wanted, and you got it.
Yes,
So you're not going to make a video next about the Cougar, right?
that's fine. We
so-
can do that.
All right, Bert, that's a done deal. Man. Love at first sight, and you got to keep her. That's just priceless. Okay, up ahead, we are going to be turning right in this little street here. It's called Water Street. So did you grow up around Mississauga?
No, I grew up in Hamilton, well, Stony Creek, actually.
Okay, yeah. Stony Creek has changed over the years, hasn't it?
It has.
Metropolitan Stony Creek. I'm right here. So this is a standard 4-speed, and does it have the overdrive option?
No.
It doesn't, right? Okay.
No.
Now this radio here, so this was something added later on.
That's correct. That's
And
not
it's a
a
cassette deck.
factory radio.
Wow.
Yeah, someone stuck that in with the Ford sticker on it,
yes.
but no, that's why I've purchased an actual AM/FM for this car, and it'll go in this winter.
So again, the period correct. It's not one of those retro style, is it? It's actually the original radio?
No, it's one that's got Bluetooth capability,
yes.
so it is a newer one, but built out of an original.
Yeah.
Best way to
so
put
at
it.
least it's got some functionality.
Yes.
While we're waiting, the switches on the left-hand side, those 3 in a row.
This is your heater control.
Okay.
So it's heater, defroster, fan speed, and temperature.
Amazing. I love your tack though. Where you want it, right front and center, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. And the little pony logo on the front dash there, was that again?
Oh, this?
Yeah,
that's for your high beams.
Oh, right. Okay, but it's not just something for the California Special. It was for Mustangs of this era. Okay.
Correct.
I do love your indicators though. Just the fact that you can see them there, it's just the coolest thing.
It took a little bit of getting used to be honest.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You didn't expect to see them, for
I'm
sure.
used to seeing it on the dash,
Right.
which it does light up on the dash as well.
This engine sound is just so sweet. But you don't need a radio in a car like this.
No.
This is the fun, isn't it? Just enjoy the moment. And left here. So have you always been a Ford kind of guy then?
Yes.
You are? Yeah, okay.
Yes, I have had others, but
So you started with the Mercury, or you fell in love with the Mercury, and then it just grew from there.
yeah, the car I got my license in was a family car. It was 72 Chevelle,
Okay.
but a 4-door, 6-cylinder automatic, nothing special.
Right. Now you have kids.
All grown up.
Now, are they interested in the car? Or the cars, I should say?
Yes and no.
Okay.
My eldest daughter is very much into horses,
Oh, okay.
and my younger daughter is a certified dog groomer and very much into her pets.
Fantastic. Good for them. And which of the so 2 kids?
Yep, 2
And
girls.
Which one do you like the most? just for the record.
There is no such thing.
Nobody's watching, Bert. Come on, you can tell me. Your secret's safe.
There's no such thing. They are
Okay.
both tremendous kids.
That's amazing. Girls, did you hear
Very-
that? That's what Dad said.
Very
And,
proud of them both.
yeah. However, when we turned off the camera, he told me a different story. No, that's amazing. That's good. Good for you. You do certainly get a lot of thumbs up and looks in this car, though, don't you?
We
And
do.
we'll turn left back here.
Yeah, the biggest question is it real?
Is it
As I
real?
said
is it
before.
the real thing? Yes.
And secondly is what year is it?
And you check off all the boxes and a few more when you answer those questions.
I'm glad people are interested.
Oh, for sure.
But honestly, I'm not a collector. I buy them to drive the wheels off them, and I really do.
No, good for you. I mean, they're meant to be driven and enjoyed. And the fact that you have the passion for it is what makes it all exciting, though, Bert. Now, do you do some of the mechanicals yourself?
As much as I can.
Good for you.
Yeah, the Cougar I pretty much built. I did all the steel work, did the motor, farmed out, the heads, and I didn't do the actual painting, but other than that, built the car.
Very good. And you do it all out of your home garage?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, Bert, what do I say? Thank you. Thank you for your time today. This car is spectacular.
Thank you.
And you know it's special as well. So I really, really appreciate your time and coming out and seeing me today. And the weather held out beautifully for us as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.